Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. And if you're a true General Hospital fan, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Now, let's get started with today's video. General Hospital, GH, spoilers indicate that Kai Taylor, Jens Austin Astrup, will learn some concerning information about Drew Kane, Cameron Matheson, and his locked-in position. Kai is about to realize that Drew is regaining his mobility. On July 14th, GH spoilers indicate that Kai may decide to pay Drew a visit and see how he's doing. Kai had always been suspicious about Drew being under the care of Willow Kane, Caitlin McMullen, knowing that she was the one who shot him. Kai likes to check on Drew from time to time, so he may visit the house and return to Drew's room. That's when Kai might see Drew make a daring move. Drew could be grabbing for his phone again, or simply trying to get out of bed. Drew may be too feeble to stand on his own or walk out of the house, but that does not prevent him from trying. Drew is developing a resistance to the paralytic, so Willow's last dose will not keep him down for long. Willow has quickly spent her drug stockpile and realizes she needs leverage to keep Drew silent. While Willow works to gain power with the assistance of Jack Brennan, Chris McKenna, Kai discovers Drew is beginning to emerge from his locked-in predicament. Of course, Kai is unaware that Willow has been drugging Drew into immobility, or that his stroke was caused by her. Nonetheless, Kai will be anxious about Drew regaining mobility. Kai may be concerned that Willow will try to kill Drew in order to keep him quiet about her being a shooter. Kai may eventually express his concerns to Trina Robinson, Tabiana Ali, who is also aware of Willow's involvement in Drew's shooting. Trina may become as anxious about Drew as Kai is, and whether Willow will allow him to live long enough to recuperate. According to General Hospital spoilers, Drew will continue to be frantic to get out of his current situation, but there will be additional obstacles along the way. That afternoon, the sterile hum of General Hospital's corridors felt more intense than normal. Kai Taylor tightened the strap of his messenger bag, his footfall ringing with quiet purpose as he approached Drew Kane's private chamber. As Willow's intern and a guy still dealing with his own medical challenges following experimental surgery, Kai had witnessed enough drama in Port Charles to last a lifetime. However, nothing prepared him for what he was about to witness. Willow Tate Kane had evolved in the months following her acquittal. The once demure nurse, embroiled in scandals over her affair with Drew while married to his nephew Michael, had hardened into something sharper, more calculating. She had shot Drew out of desperation. Everyone in their close circle knew it now, even if the courts hadn't convicted her of it. The injection that followed, which crippled and trapped Drew inside his own body, was her masterstroke of vengeance. Or so she thought. Kai stopped before the door, hearing muted voices. He wasn't meant to be here unannounced, but Willow had requested him to deliver some committee notes to Drew's congressional office. He froze while pushing the door slightly open. Drew Kane sat upright in a modified wheelchair, his posture better than it had been in weeks. The individual who had previously been limited to blinking responses, yes once, no twice, was now moving. His right arm lifted slowly and deliberately, reaching for a glass of water on the tray table. His fingers trembled as they closed around it. He raised it to his lips and sipped without assistance. Willow stood behind him, her expression a mix of fake devotion and underlying terror. "Drew, honey, that's incredible," she cooed, her voice pouring with the performative warmth she'd honed since the stroke. However, Kai noticed the flicker in her eyes, the calculating, the anxiety. Drew turned to face her, his voice raspy but audible for the first time in what seemed like forever. "You thought you could keep me like this forever, didn't you, Willow?" The words came out haltingly, each syllable a win over the immobility she had caused. His brave move was not only physical but also psychological. He had been feigning more infirmity than he actually felt, biding his time, working with covert therapists and experimental regimens sponsored through back channels. Nobody, including Willow, knew the full extent of his recuperation. Kai's heart pounded. He backed away, but the door creaked, exposing him. Both heads snapped to his direction. "Kai," Willow snapped, her smile hardening. "I didn't expect you so soon." Drew's gaze fixed on the younger man with such intensity that it sent shivers down Kai's spine. "Come in, Kai. Witness history." The great Congressman Kane is back on his feet, figuratively for now. Drew's left leg shifted slightly under the blanket, an intentional flex that demonstrated his point. Despite the paralytic chemicals Willow had secretly administered, mobility was returning and muscle memory was reawakening. Kai entered with his thoughts reeling. He knew Willow was risky. He had challenged her indirectly and stayed on as her in turn to keep track of the destruction she was causing. But witnessing Drew reclaim power in this manner changed everything. The power balance that had shifted so radically in Willow's favor was reverting with brutal ferocity. You're moving," Kai gasped, recalling back to his own surgical fears. Drew had pushed him into the dangerous treatment, promising miraculous results for his legs. Drew was now challenging the constraints he had previously criticized in others. Drew chuckled in a low, strained tone. "Surprised? You shouldn't be. I've survived worse than what my loving wife dished out." He looked at Willow, who was busy arranging his pillows, her hands shaking just enough for Kai to notice. "The doctors are calling it a medical miracle. Partial recovery from locked-in syndrome. But we both know the truth, don't we?" Willow sent Drew a warning glance, but he disregarded it, his daring move unfolding in real time. He stretched out and grabbed her wrist with unexpected vigor. "Tell Kai how you really feel, Willow. Or should I? About the syringe, the lies, the way you've been keeping me doped up while playing the devoted spouse for the custody hearings." Kai's stomach turned. He had pieced together fragments. Willow's affiliation with shady figures like Sidwell, GPS data indicating she was at the scene of another accident, and her eagerness to reclaim Wiley and Amelia from Michael. But this confrontation was genuine and uncensored. Drew was not only regaining movement, he was also returning his story and authority. I need to go," Kai whispered as he backed toward the door. But Drew's voice interrupted him. "Stay. Your family now in a twisted way. In turn to the Congresswoman, witness to my resurrection." Drew let Willow's wrist go, his hand falling but still working. He flexed his fingers, marveling at the feeling. "This changes things for all of us. Michael, Nina, Chase, and the entire damn town will know about it." Willow's composure crumbled. "Drew, please. We've been working through this. Therapy, reconciliation." "Reconciliation?" Drew laughed bitterly. "You shot me in the back, then turned me into a vegetable. And now that I'm coming back, you're scared." "Good. You should be." Kai slid out, his mind racing as he sped down the corridor. Reeling does not even begin to describe it. Drew's audacious move, publicly exhibiting his recovery in front of him, pushing the confrontation, meant that the fragile calm in Port Charles was about to collapse. Willow's husband was more than just mobile. He was also vindictive, and Kai was right there to witness it. Kai ran into Trina Robinson near the pool at Metro Court later that evening. The lights gleamed on the river, but his attitude was bleak. Trina, ever attentive, noticed right away. "What happened?" she inquired, caressing his arm. Their connection had grown stronger as a result of the chaos, his surgery difficulties, her commitment during the Willow turmoil. Kai recounted everything with a low voice. Drew grabbed her wrist like it was nothing. "He's getting stronger every day." Willow looked terrified. "And he made sure I saw it all." Trina's pupils expanded. "This is bad, Kai. Willow's been playing everyone. If Drew exposes her fully, the custody battle explodes. Michael could win everything back." "But Drew's no saint either," Kai said. He considered his own culpability for Drew's unsuccessful surgery, which had once threatened his mobility permanently. The irony was not lost on him. Drew was now the one overcoming paralysis. "He's bold, calculating. That move in the room wasn't accidental. He wanted me to spread the word." Kai's phone chimed as they talked. Willow texted, "We need to talk. Do not believe anything you see today." He showed it to Trina. "She's damage control," Trina said, leaning closer. "You have to be careful. She has injected people before. What if she comes after you next?" The prospect chilled Kai. He had discovered details concerning Drew's clandestine dealings and Willow's manipulations. Staying on her squad had been a risk for info, but now it felt like stepping on a landmine. Drew's comeback altered the board completely. Meanwhile, in Drew's room, the tension grew. Willow paced as the nurses examined his vital signs. You think this makes you untouchable? I still have allies. Sidwell's drug supply kept you quiet, but I can. You can what? Drew interjected, his voice growing louder. He pulled himself up slightly to test his core muscles. Mobility was returning faster than anyone had predicted, thanks to covert stem cell treatments and sheer resolve. His brave decision today was the first public declaration. You underestimated me, Willow, just as you underestimated how far I'd go for power. Their marriage, a charade based on mutual destruction, was hanging by a thread. Drew's eyes, which had previously pleaded through blinks, were now burning with intent. He would regain complete mobility, reclaim his congressional position, and shatter Willow's world piece by piece. Kai, back in his apartment, was unable to sleep. He recalled the scene, Drew's hand wrapping around the glass, his defiant expression. Kai, reeling from the ramifications, wrote a resignation email but deleted it. Knowledge was powerful. He needed to tread carefully in this situation for Trina, himself, and the truth. The next day at the hospital, murmurs circulated. Elizabeth Weber noted Drew's transformation during rounds. This is remarkable progress, she murmured carefully, looking at Willow. Suspicion hung in the air. Liz had consoled Willow during the ordeal, but noticed the undercurrents. Drew, feeling more confident, immediately requested physical therapy. I want to walk out of here soon, he remarked. His action energized the workforce, but Willow's fake grins deceived fewer people. Kai returned despite the warning, presenting further documents. Drew found himself alone for a little period. Smart kid, Drew said. You saw what you needed to. Willow's reign is ending. Stick close and you'll benefit. Kai grimaced. I blamed you for my setbacks once. Now it's like watching history repeat in reverse. Drew's rehabilitation was not linear. There were spasms, exhaustion, and periods when his limbs failed him. But each minor triumph strengthened his resolve. He told Kai about the secret evidence against Willow, including syringe traces and communications with accomplices. She's also framed for that car accident. GPS doesn't lie. Kai reeled at the layers. Willow's husband was not just regaining mobility, but also weaponizing it. Political alliances moved. Chase, who was still protective of Willow, had to face difficult questions. Nina, torn between motherly love and fear, paid daily visits. In a calm time, Kai witnessed another daring maneuver. Drew stood with assistance and took timid steps across the room. Sweat dripped on his brow, yet triumph illuminated his features. Tell the world, Kai. Congressman Kane is back. The repercussions hit Port Charles hard. Michael Corinthos greeted the news with cautious optimism. The unraveling of his children's mother could result in custody gains. Sonny Corinthos commented on family concerns as tensions with Drew's Quartermain ties flared. Trina encouraged Kai to separate himself. This isn't your fight. Your health, our future. That's what matters. But Kai was captivated. The drama, the moral ambiguity, matched his own transformation from athlete to patient to survivor. Drew's movement represented perseverance, but at what cost? Weeks blurred. Drew's improvement has quickened. He attended a virtual congressional meeting from his chair, voice steady, and announced his improved health. Willow sat alongside him, the epitome of support, but her gaze flickered uncomfortably. Kai, who was present as a staff member, felt the shift. Drew's bold moves mounted, including releasing subtle signals to the press, privately pressing Willow, and strengthening his network. Drew said, "She thought paralysis would break me. It forged me." Willow confronted Kai later in the corridor. "Whatever you think you saw, it's not what it seems. Drew and I are healing." Her plea felt hollow. Kai reeled from the deception and peril. He was aware of the rumors about syringe disposal and the performance for visitors. With Drew mobile, revenge loomed. The climax occurred at the Quartermain mansion. A family meeting became uncomfortable when Drew arrived on his feet, with limited support. Willow's demeanor deteriorated as accusations flew. Michael sought answers. Nina appealed for peace. Kai, who had been invited to observe as part of his internship, testified once more. Drew's boldest move yet, outwardly forgiving Willow while secretly plotting. Mobility isn't just physical, Drew reminded the audience. It's taking back control. Kai left reeling, questioning alliances and his position. Port Charles was on the verge of upheaval. Willow's husband had regained both legs and leverage. The saga of betrayal, vengeance, and redemption took unexpected turns. Drew walked short distances unaided throughout the course of several weeks. Therapy sessions become successes. Kai documented everything, his reports filled with caution. Trina backed him, and their friendship became stronger in the face of uncertainty. In calm meditation, Kai learned the lesson. No one stayed down in General Hospital for long. Drew's comeback was both inspiring and terrifying. Willow's plots had to come to an end. And Kai, stuck in the midst, braced himself for the next brave move. The town was buzzing with gossip. Will Drew divorce and destroy Willow? Will she attack again? Regaining mobility meant restoring power, which was essential in Port Charles. Kai typed late into the night to process. 2,000 words couldn't convey the whole impact, but the scene he witnessed, the arm rising, the voice speaking, the defiance, marked a watershed moment. Willow's husband returned, and nothing would be the same. When unexpected discoveries leave numerous Port Charles residents stunned, tensions rise to new heights. Kai is one of those caught up in the unfolding drama, never expecting to witness a moment that would change everything for Willow and those closest to her. For weeks, rumors and secrets have circulated about Drew's next plans. Many have questioned his objectives, questioning whether his activities are motivated by genuine care or a deeper desire to exert control over the world around him. However, no one expected him to make such a daring step. Kai happens to be at the right place at the right time when he detects suspicious activities. At first, he believes Drew is simply dealing another family situation, but it rapidly becomes clear that something much more is going on. Drew's demeanor is determined, and Kai can't shake the feeling that a big disclosure is about to happen. As events progress, focus shifts to Willow's husband, whose long and arduous rehabilitation has been fraught with uncertainty. Doctors had been cautiously optimistic, but there were times when even his loved ones worried that he might never fully recover his mobility. Willow has battled to remain strong in the face of seemingly endless disappointments. However, modest hints of progress have recently shown. Physical therapy sessions have yielded good results, and family members are encouraged. Nonetheless, nobody anticipates a major turnaround. Drew's involvement in the matter raises questions. He looks to be unusually committed in ensuring that everything goes as planned. Some feel he is truly attempting to assist, while others suspect there are ulterior agendas behind his acts. Port Charles has taught everyone that nothing is as straightforward as it appears. Kai keeps a close eye on Drew as he takes a crucial decision that has the potential to change the course of countless lives. Whether it's arranging additional medical assistance, unearthing critical information, or moving events forward behind the scenes, his action is undoubtedly bold. Drew's confidence in his actions leaves Kai stunned. The surprising part comes shortly after. Willow's spouse exhibits an unexpected skill at a critical juncture. At first, it appears to be a minor movement, something so tiny that it may be easily overlooked. However, within seconds, it is evident that this is no ordinary improvement. The room becomes silent. Doctors, family members, and everyone else present are in disbelief when he regains mobility. What once seemed unthinkable has unexpectedly become a reality. The emotional impact of the situation is overpowering. Willow is overwhelmed with emotion. Tears well up in her eyes as hope, anxiety, and relief combine. She's spent countless nights worried about the future, wondering if her family will ever go back to normal. Seeing this astounding recovery rekindles her faith that miracles might occur. Kai is unable to process what he is witnessing. He finds it difficult to express his surprise at the rapid improvement. He can't stop thinking about Drew and the timing of everything. Drew, did you know this breakthrough was coming? Was his daring decision related to the recovery in ways that no one understands? Questions begin to swirl in Kai's thoughts. Every important event in Port Charles has unintended implications, and Kai is concerned that this miracle may exacerbate the situation. While everyone applauds the positive improvement, he remains cautious. Drew's reaction simply adds to the mystery. Rather than looking astonished, he appears almost satisfied, as if critical parts of a complex puzzle are finally falling into place. Kai notices his calm demeanor and grows suspicious. Could Drew have been directing things behind the scenes? Has he been harboring secrets that could affect Willow's family? These possibilities are hard to ignore. Meanwhile, Willow is experiencing conflicting emotions. On the one hand, she is beyond grateful to witness such remarkable improvement. On the other hand, she recognizes that significant changes may soon transform her relationships. Her husband's recovery may allow him to resume areas of his life that had been put on pause for months. New chances may emerge, but old disputes may also resurface. Recovery is rarely an easy process, especially in a community where emotional wounds frequently go deeper than physical ones. Friends and family gather to show their support, celebrating every sign of progress. There is a newfound sense of optimism in their circle, and many people begin to explore previously inconceivable aspirations for the future. Nonetheless, the sensation of ambiguity persists. Kai can't get Drew's expression from the key moment out of his mind. Drew appears to have expected everything to play out just as it did. The more Kai thinks about it, the more nervous he feels. He contemplates confronting Drew directly, but doing so may result in unneeded strife. Without substantial evidence, any accusation would simply exacerbate animosity. Nonetheless, Kai realizes he can't simply disregard his intuition. As he mulls over recent events, he recalls various talks and weird happenings that suddenly seem more relevant than before. Small things that previously seemed insignificant begin to fit together in unexpected ways. Could Drew have received information that others did not have? Was there a medical update hidden from the family? Or is there another explanation yet to be discovered?